coming in here and fucking shaking hands with every single person I meet. I'm not trying to be a rebel and be like, fuck y'all. I'm not, you know? Trying to like be, I'm really for the people. I'm really for the people.
So the album was pretty much ready. You printed the stickers. You even gave away the sampler. What happened?
Yes, you're absolutely right. We did. I went on Warped Tour last summer. I had samplers. I was ready to drop this album completely as without a label, without anyone backing me, just me and my friends still, how we'd done it from the start. And I moved to California. And also last time around this year, I went on tour with an artist called blackbear. After 1 year, I thought it was done. I played it for a couple people, and one of them being blackbear, who was someone I respect a lot. And he was like, he said something that made a lot of sense. And he said, your words are amazing. The music's amazing. We made all the music. So me and my friends, we made all the music. We made all, every chord, every percussion, everything. It's like, the music's amazing, the words are amazing, but you need to make those two things coincide. They need to live together. And that's one thing I never thought about with my music. So it was about saying, okay, now I have these great words. What if we just strip the music and try to rebuild the beat to match the words? We did that with a lot of songs. I deconstructed it. Every time I listen to a song, I'll never go, oh, I wish I did this one more thing. I'll never have to do that. I literally gave this album everything that I feel like the people that have listened to me from day one deserve. And I'm giving this album everything that I know that now that I'm with Rostrum, I'm gonna be presenting it to a whole, grandiose, larger audience. And I'm giving them what I feel they deserve. So it's special, man. Like, I actually gave my album what it deserves. And that's what every artist needs to understand, is that patience is, it will never be something that works against you. And it's hard to think about at the time. It's a challenge, rather, to think about at the time that maybe you should sit back and wait and let time say something to you. Rushing things will never lead to a better outcome, in my idea. Developed, done everything I can, and I gave this album everything everyone deserves to hear from me. So it's very special, yeah.
So you were in Paris and you recorded the lookbook. What's some other stuff that you did in Paris? Like, how was that?
I recorded the audiobook out in Paris. I went out there, I rented like this amazing spot in the middle of Paris, which is my favorite city in the world. And I wrote a book 2 years ago. The book changed my life. At the end, for everyone out there, I just want you to know, if there's anything that you want people to say about you and know that you've done at the end of your life, you have to do those things at least one time and you can become them. So to become at the end of my life, people say, Mod Sun, yeah, artist, author, all these things. I had to write a book, right? That's the only way. So I wrote a book, it completely changed my life. And I encourage anyone to whatever your passion that you see at the end of your life, you want people to say about you, chase that now. Make it an emphasis in your life. So I did that. I went out to Paris. I recorded an audio book version of me reading my book. What I wrote my book about, it's called Did I Ever Wake Up? It's a guide on how to make your life a dream. What I feel like is that this lane of this idea and this lane and this lifestyle of positivity and motivational speaking and all that, it's possessed by people that are 40 to 55 years old. I'm like a young ambassador that's speaking for real. I don't have a family, I don't have a mortgage. I'm not speaking on positivity to gain anything. I'm speaking because I really want other people to change their fucking lives for the better.
So let's talk about the car on the CD art. Where did you get that? Who did that?
I'll tell you that. This kid, and I can't wait, I'm gonna send this interview directly to him. It's this wonderful kid from Minnesota named Zachary. And he painted that on his car 2 years ago. And I haven't got to explain this yet. This is exclusive. I'm so glad you brought that up, because this is now finally giving him his props that he deserves. I wrote a sentence. It's in my book. I wrote it a long time ago, though. Before it was in my book. It was just something I thought in my mind one morning when I woke up and wrote it. And it said, look up, now look down. Up is endless, down is an ending. Always look up. Okay? I wrote that. This kid painted that on the side of his car. And he didn't send me the picture of it. Some person that went to Target one day saw it in the parking lot and took a picture of it and sent it to me. And the person that took that fucking picture on their phone is the one that's on the CD, okay?
That's cool.
That's the picture.
That's really cool.
And the reason my album is called Look Up is because I was thinking of a name for my album. And as I've done my whole life, my name, Mod Sun, stands for Movement on Dreams, Stand Under None. I did not consciously sit there and decide to make that my name. It fucking found me. I opened up the window, something divinely happened. Just like that. Like Banksy's Twitter account, the real Banksy on Twitter, whatever it is, tweeted that picture out of that car. And like, they didn't like credit like Mod Sun, they didn't do any of that. They took that picture out and like someone else again saw that they tweeted and sent it to me, look at this. And I just realized right there, I was like, oh my goodness, like that's what this art thing is about. It's about being bigger than you, right? Like they like actually even cut my name, because after the quote on the car, it says Dash Mod Sun. Yeah. And when Banksy tweeted, they actually cut that out and shit. And the beauty of it is that moment when I saw that, I was like, this is like a bigger thing. Look up is a bigger thing. Look up is a bigger idea. And you know, I have 2 quotes that changed my life. One is, no matter the amount of negativity you're presented with, 5 minutes from now could be your best moment. I have it tatted right here. It's the favorite thing I've ever written in my whole life. It'll be on my fucking, I'm going to abolish tombstones, by the way. That's one of the things I want to do in my life, and change tombstones, and people should try to plant a tree instead of that. But that's crazy. On my whatever certificate, it'll say that. And so look up, man, that's where it came from.
So from a drummer's perspective, what's it like to have Travis Barker on your album?
It's crazy every time I hear someone say it, because I had posters of him all over my wall growing up. He's the reason I started playing drums. And he's the reason that I chased music. And when I looked at the stage and saw him doing it, I realized this is why I chose drums, okay? And this is important too, because guitar, doesn't matter if you're front row or sitting next to the motherfucker, you can't digest that, what he's doing. Drums, they're literally going, you can watch everything, no matter where you are. I was able to study Travis Barker, everything, live videos, music videos, tutorials, everything, because I could see him do each thing. Now I'm getting into piano, now I'm getting into guitar, but I could see someone just like a caveman, ding, 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 ding. You can fucking watch that from anywhere you are. So that's how music opened up to me, is because of that. There's a thing with Travis Barker with me that is just the type of thing, that a bond and things that can't be stated, but it's a special thing that every human should obtain. It's to inspire your inspirations. And to inspire your inspirations, that should be a goal.
So can we ever expect you to be banging on the drums again, rapping on your own song?
Oh yeah, I played drums on some of the album.
Okay.
And as well as produce all the drums on the entire album.
Okay.
Produce all the drums. That's my thing.
Yeah.
I can make beats and make production because of drums. Most producers come up to a keyboard and start with making chords, finding a melody. I come up to a beat, a production, and start with a beat. I start with, and then all of a sudden through that I hear, and then all builds, you know?
So I saw you over the summer at EST Fest hanging out with MGK, and he's on your album. Can you tell me about like your relationship with him? How good of a friend you are?
I can tell you about my relationship with him, and he'd be glad I told you. He's told me I was dope when I needed someone to tell me that, because like I'm like inside the studio, I don't make music with other people really. I make it by myself. I record, I hit spacebar and walk up to the mic. I've never had someone in the engineer me and be like, yo, that bar is awesome, do it a little better. Never had that. And like he took me aside when I made Free Love. He was one of the first people to hear it. He took me aside, he's like, oh my God. He's like, I have a friend that made like a super awesome song. He's like, what does it feel like? And when he said that to me, like I lost my mind. He's the first person to say it to me. He said, Mod Sun, will you direct a video for me? And I never had someone say that to me before except him. And I'm gonna be shooting videos for the rest of my life, and I'm gonna make movies. I have a movie that's gonna be shot in the next year. I have people that are starting to get with me on it. It's called The People vs. College, and it's gonna change the stand on education for movies.
So last question. To most kids, look up means find someone on Google. What do you want to do?
Yeah. I and you and everyone in this room and everyone that's here in spirit not like all exist in the terms of like people need to have someone guide them, you know? And like have them like show them how to find things in this world that mean something to them. So people find it like some people you need to have someone like be like, goddamn, like wake up, like look around, look up, look around, like every day something better and better can happen.
Well, thanks for talking with us.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. And Genesis, I fucking love you. I'm like a Pittsburgher, like by heart now. Like I'm fucking this shit up. But yo, listen to me. I'm Pittsburgh like to the core. I'm gonna live here someday. I appreciate the architecture here, appreciate the history here, the energy here. Shit is crazy. You see me, I'm fucking a real one, baby. My name is Mod Sun. I love you.